For today's YouTube video, guys, I got you the new top 5 overpowered guns used here in Black Ops 6 after our recent update. Now, if you're having any trouble getting higher kill games, increase your KD, or even getting your first tactical nuke, these are going to be the builds that you need to copy down. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. Now, for my first weapon here, we have the KRIG assault rifle. I think we can all agree that this weapon is definitely an easy top 5 weapon in the game right now. Super broken, really good up close, really good at long range. And with this class up here, we have an 8 attachment build, so this thing is going to go super crazy. Now, for my first attachment on this one, we're going to go with my go-to optic, which is the Kepler Microflex. Like I say in my videos, this is the best, this is the easiest, and also, like I say, use what you have unlocked and also use your favorite optic. Use what you are comfortable with. For me, I'm more comfortable with the Kepler Microflex. This is really the only sight that I really use, so we're going to go ahead and throw this on for first attachment. Now, for the muzzle, there's two choices. Now, the KRIG doesn't really have much recoil, so you could go with the stealthy route and add on the suppressor. The weapon's very calm still. It's really easy to control. You know, it's the KRIG, so you don't really have to put too much control into the weapon for it not to move. The suppressor, stealthy route, you're staying quiet, you're staying stealthy to go on those higher kill streaks and everything. If you're trying to get your first nuke, I definitely would go with the suppressor, but if you're just trying to go all crazy, super aggro, constant moving around, trying to get as many kills as possible, go ahead and throw on the compensator. This can give you better control of your weapon, more vertical recoil control, more gun kick control. This is the best muzzle in the game stat-wise, but I'm going to be honest, suppressor is very close. Even though it doesn't give you any recoil control and everything, you're a complete ghost on that map. So it's up to you. Stealthy route, go with the suppressor. Compensator if you're just trying to be super aggressive and just get as many kills as you want. Here, this is going to be a nuke build, so we're going to go ahead and throw on the suppressor. A big shout out to NoLag VPN for sponsoring today's video. NoLag VPN will help you reduce any game latency for a better and smooth connection when playing Call of Duty, and they can also help with easier lobbies. They currently have a huge 62% off sale going on with the new release of Black Ops 6. It's super easy to install, so give it a try. Link will be in the description. Now, for the barrel next, we're going to go ahead and throw on the long barrel. Now, this is going to give us better damage range. And the KRIG is already good at longer ranges. We're just going to make that a lot better. And also, what we're going to do later on with this build is just make this weapon super broken. And any gunfight, really. Up close, it's really good. Medium range is going to be good. And long range, it's going to be super good. The long barrel just makes the KRIG 100 times better. So, we are definitely going to throw this on for our next attachment. Now, for the underbarrel, I'm going to be adding on the Ranger foregrip. I like that horizontal recoil control because it definitely does smoothen out that recoil pattern. So it does make the weapon a lot easier to control, makes it more smooth and everything. But the main reason why I run this attachment is actually because of the sprinting movement speed. With me using my tactical sprint a lot, once I start running, I'm going to be moving much faster around the map. So if me making a play, flanking around someone or something like that, I'm able to move much faster around the map, just finding more people around the map, getting into more gunfights, getting those higher kill games. This is the main reason why having that mobility increase on the assault rifle is absolutely crazy. So we're definitely going to be adding on the Ranger foregrip. Now, for the magazine here next, we are going to be adding on the first extended mag. I like the time to kill on this weapon. I really do. But if you really wanted to, you could go with the flip mag. I'm really not a big fan of this attachment, though, just because we are lowering that mag size just a tiny bit. But we are getting that aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. For me personally, you know, they're both okay, but my main go-to is the first extended mag. 45 bullets. The time to kill on this weapon is pretty good, so you're not going to have to reload. You're not going to have to slow down and reload all the time. Stop your flow, slow yourself down all the time. So we're going to be adding on the first extended mag. Now, for the rear grip, we're going to be adding on the commando grip. This is going to give us aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. Now, the handling on this assault rifle is okay. I definitely want to increase my sprint to fire speed time and my aim down sight speed time. So we're going to be adding on that commando grip, especially with that Ranger foregrip, allowing us to run faster around the map. We do need aggressive playstyle, aiming down sights faster, shooting faster off a sprint. So definitely the commando grip is going to make this build a lot better. For the stock, we're going to be adding on the balance stock. This is going to give us a movement speed increase, strafing movement speed increase, hipfire movement speed increase. Nothing too crazy there. That's not really nothing important. We're also getting some aim walking movement speed, so we're moving faster in general. Strafing left to right faster, moving faster while aimed down sights. The balance stock is a really good stock to use here. And then for my final attachment, with us running the long barrel, we're actually be adding on the overpressured rounds here to have that bull velocity and damage range combo here with the long barrel here. So we're going to have a better version of the reinforced barrel So we're going to go absolutely crazy in longer range gunfights. And if we can take this weapon into the firing range, this weapon basically in every single gunfight is going to be super easy to use, quick time to kill. This is definitely one of the best weapons in the entire game as of right now. Now for weapon number 2 here, we have the MP5, the C9, whatever you may call it here. Now this is a really good SMG, and you know, this is going to be more of an aggressive, super aggressive run and gun type of playstyle build. Now for this class setup, it's going to be a 5 attachment build. That's all you need here. And we're going to start with the muzzle here first, and we are going to go ahead and throw in the compensator. Like I just said about the KRIG C, the compensator is the best muzzle in the entire game stat wise here, and you're getting a lot more vertical recoil control on the C9 and gun kick control. So we're going to throw this on, cancel all the recoil, all the gun kick on this weapon. So we're going to have great control of this SMG now. Now for my next attachment, we are going to the barrels, and we're going to be adding on the reinforced barrel. This is going to give us damage range, and it's going to give us full velocity. The MP5 is an absolute monster in the medium range and up close, and it's really not the best in those longer ranges. So I definitely want to work on more damage for longer ranges as well, but also give me faster bull velocity. So now with this class setup, we have no recoil. Our bullets are traveling faster, they're traveling further, hitting harder to give us a faster time to kill in those longer range gunfights. So wherever you need to take your gunfights to with this SMG, you're going to be able to do so and win more gunfights. So make sure to add on the reinforced barrel. Now we're going to skip over the underbarrel and go into the magazine here, and we're actually going to be adding on the 50-round drum. Now, the amount of plays that you're going to be able to make with the 50-round drum is going to be insane. The time to kill up close and medium range is going to be very quick. So if you stay in those medium ranges, close range gunfights, you are never going to have to reload. So you basically have like an SMG, LMG hybrid with the 50-round drum. It goes absolutely crazy. So 100%, we're going to be adding this on for our third attachment. Now, jumping into the rear grip next, we're going to be adding on the ergonomic grip. Now, this attachment here is going to allow me to be a little bit more aggressive when I'm using my Omni movement. I'm always diving. I'm always sliding. You already know that if you watch the gameplays. The ergonomic grip is going to allow me to shoot faster off a slide and a dive. And we're also getting that faster aim down sight speed. So no matter what situation I'm in, if I'm diving, I'm going to shoot faster, but also while I'm shooting, I'm going to be aiming down sights faster. Same off a slide and everything. The ergonomic grip is a great attachment, but if you want more sprint to fire speed rather than aim down sight speed, the CQB grip is exactly the same attachment, but we're getting sprint to fire speed rather than aim down sight speed. The handling's already high on this weapon, so I really don't need to worry about sprint to fire speed. I do like my fast aim down sight speed, so we are going to be adding on the ergonomic grip. And then for my final attachment, with the mobility on this weapon already being good here, we are going to the fire mods, and we're going to be adding on the overpressured rounds for a little bit more bull velocity, so our bullets are going to be traveling very quickly our targets here. And here is the full build for the best class up for the C9 in my opinion here in Black Ops 6. And you already know we're going to take this weapon into the firing range here, and again, you know, this is going to be a main weapon up close, medium range-ish, and then we have, you know, good 20 meters and also 50 meters tap firing, and even also 20 meters. This weapon is still really good. A lot of people say it's not, but it actually is. Now for weapon number 3 here, we have another SMG, and that is the KSV. Now on warzone-stats.gg, I don't know how many of you use it here, but on the website, it says that the KSV is the most popular and most used SMG out of all the guns here in Black Ops 6, out of the SMGs here. And the KSV, after getting its damage range buff, it definitely made it a lot better. And all you need for this SMG is going to be 5 attachments, which we're going to be starting with the muzzle here, and we're going to be adding on the compensator once again. A lot of vertical recoil control, a lot of gun kick control. The weapon does have somewhat of a fast fire, so we definitely want to calm that gun kick down and that recoil down. So adding on the compensator is going to make this SMG super easy to use, and you're going to have full control of this weapon now. Now for the barrel next, we are going to be adding on the long barrel. Now the damage range is good on this weapon. It still can be a pea shooter depending on how long you take your gunfights to, but adding on the long barrel definitely just makes the medium range and long range gunfights so much easier to get into and out of. So we're going to be adding on the long barrel, increasing our damage range a lot more, increasing that time to kill in those longer range gunfights, and also allowing our bullets to travel further. So definitely add on the long barrel. It's going to help out a ton. Now, we're going to jump over here to the rear grip next and add on the commando grip. Now, if you wanted to, I know a lot of people don't really use the Omni movement. I do. If you do, go with the ergonomic grip or the CQB grip. But for this one here, we're going to go with the commando grip. We're going to work on some aim down sight speed. We're going to work on some sprint to fire speed. You know, we want to be aggressive, especially with the KSV being really good up close. So we're going to be adding on the commando grip. For the stock here next, we're going to be adding on the no stock. Now, the no stock actually gives you a lot more movement speed rather than the balance stock. The balance stock is good for the aim walking movement speed. No stock is going to be only good for movement speed and strafing movement speed. My main thing about using SMGs, I want to get around the map very quickly. I want to be in people's faces. I want to move fast around the map, and the no stock is going to allow me to do that. And then for my final attachment here, I'll give you two choices. Under fire mods, you could add on the overpressured rounds for the long barrel overpressured round combo, or you could go with the recoil springs, which we're going to be going here. We're getting a lot more horizontal recoil control, vertical recoil control, and gun kick control, just making this weapon super smooth, very easy to control in any gunfight here. And as you guys see here, we worked on some firepower, accuracy, mobility, and handling here. We are going to take this weapon into the firing range real quick, and I want to show you this weapon is going to be mainly good super up close, 10 meters, 25 meters, and even at 20 meters, this weapon deletes and definitely making it one of the best weapons in the entire game as of right now. Now, getting into our fourth weapon here, we have the GPR-91. A lot of people in my comments have been asking me to show you a build for this weapon, and this weapon, you know, it does have good damage, but the recoil can be a little iffy sometimes, and also it just really depends on the range you're taking your gunfights to. And I'm going to be showing you a 5 attachment build, and that's all you need to run on this assault rifle. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights whatsoever. They're okay, but I do prefer to run an optic here, which you already know my go-to optic is going to be the Kepler Microflex. Like I say, this is the easiest and best optic. Everyone runs this attachment. I'm sure you guys already know that here, but go ahead, add on what you have unlocked, add on your favorite optic. For me, that is going to be the Kepler Microflex. Now, for the muzzle here next, we are going to be adding on the compensator. This can help with a lot of vertical recoil control and gun kick control. This is still the best muzzle in the game. Like I say in almost every single video, you could run the suppressor if you want more of a stealthy route here, but I just want you to have the best control of this weapon. The recoil isn't bad on this weapon. It's more of the gun kick that it has. It's kind of wonky sometimes. Adding the compensator on is definitely going to help calm that down, so we are going to be adding on the compensator. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be adding on the reinforced barrel. This is going to give us damage range and bullet velocity, so we don't have to run the long barrel over pressured rounds. If you are going to run an 8 attachment build on this weapon, I would do that, but the reinforced barrel is still a good barrel to run. We're just increasing our bullet velocity. We're making our damage range a lot better, so we're going to be adding on the reinforced barrel. For the underbarrel next, we are going to be adding on the vertical forward grip. That's going to give us horizontal recoil control and a very, very small amount of gun kick control. The main thing about this attachment is we're just going to smoothen out that recoil pattern, make this weapon a lot easier to control in those gunfights. So we are definitely going to throw on the vertical forward grip. And then for my final attachment on this weapon, the handling is actually really good on this weapon. So we are going to the stock, and we're going to be adding on the balance stock here. We're getting a lot of aim walking movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and strafing movement speed. So we're going to be throwing this on for our final attachment. Here is the full build for this weapon. Again, you know, this is a weird weapon to use sometimes, but it is definitely a great assault rifle. You can use this build in ranked play. You can use it in pub play. It doesn't matter, but this weapon is actually really good, hard hitting, and with this attachment here, it makes the weapon super smooth to control. And then we're going to jump into our final weapon here in today's video, and we have the JACKAL PDW, which I feel like everyone knows that the JACKAL PDW is definitely one of the best weapons in the game right now. Up close, it's really good. Medium range, it's really good. And we have a nice stealthy build for you guys. So this is going to be a very good build if you're trying to get your nukes, or even if you're trying to go for nuked outs. This is a really good build. So we're going to start with the muzzle, of course. And like I just said, a stealthy build. So we're going to be adding on the suppressor. We're off the radar. We're staying stealthy. We're being quiet to go on those higher kill streaks, increase our KD, get all of our score streaks, and even help us get our first nuke. So we're going to be adding on the suppressor for my first attachment. For the barrel here, we're going to be adding on the reinforced barrel. The damage range is good on this weapon. They actually buff the damage range as well. So adding on the reinforced barrel is going to make the weapon even better at longer ranges, and also allowing our bullets to travel a bit faster and air to hit our targets quicker. Reinforced barrel is all you need on the JACKAL, especially after its buff. For the underbarrel here next, we are going to be adding on the vertical forward grip. That's going to give us horizontal recoil control. If you want to, you could run the Ranger forward grip. It is a good attachment. If you run the Ranger forward grip, your gunfights are really going to be like 5, 10, maybe 15 meters. The vertical forward grip is going to allow you to go into those 5, 10, 15, 20 meter gunfights. So it really just depends. It just does depend like how good can you control your weapon here. With us not running the compensator, it does make the weapon still a little jumpy. This attachment, I do prefer to run the vertical forward grip a little bit more, so I just have better control of my weapon. For the rear grip here next, we are going to be adding on the commando grip. This is going to give us aim down sight speed and spread the fire speed. Us running an SMG that has some of the highest handling that you can get already. We're just going to make that a bit faster here, so we're going to be very aggressive up close. Aim down sights, lightning quick, shoot faster off your sprint and everything. So we're going to be adding on the commando grip. And then for my final attachment on this weapon, we're actually going to jump over to the fire mods. We really don't need a stock on this weapon since the mobility is high, so we are going to the fire mods, and we're actually going to be adding on the recoil spring, so we get a little bit more gun kick control, recoil control, and everything. So it is going to make the weapon a lot more smooth here, but this is the best stealthy build for the JACKAL PDW. And you already know we're going to take this weapon into the firing range, and I just want to show you guys here real quick. The weapon is really going to only be good here with this build here, mainly at 5 meters, 10 meters, and about 20-25 meters. You know, this weapon is still, in my opinion, one of the best weapons in the game. There's so many different builds you can do with this, but in my opinion, this is the best stealthy build. But these are the top 5 best overpowered guns used here in Black Ops 6 as of right now here in our recent update. So go ahead and copy them down. If you get any good gameplays, let me know in the comments what was your best game, and also let me know what your favorite loadout was. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope these loadouts helped, and I'll see you on the next one.